Today, I'm talking about breath and healing. Healing in general. Nothing specific. We've been talking about the breath and anxiety, but just healing in general, the general principles in relation to the breath. Before we start, let's just do the sniffing exercise to keep us alert and get a little bit of mental energy. We're going to be sitting straight and relaxed, relaxing the shoulders. Taking a deep breath and relaxing. So we're going to be sniffing in for 8 and out for 8. Now you won't be able to hear me sniffing, so I'm just going to say in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do 3 rounds, just rest a little bit, then we do another 3 rounds. Now remember, if any time you feel a bit woozy, dizzy, odd, pins and needles, anxious, just stop and temporarily breathe through cupped hands over your nose and mouth. Watch where it is, look after yourself. And occasionally I have to put in that reminder that anything I say is not to be taken as medical advice. Okay, so 3 rounds of sniffing, starting now. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest. Loosen the shoulders. Deep breath and out. Always good to make a sound. Now, if you're feeling okay, send yourself nice erect spine. Shoulders relaxed. 3 rounds of 8 in and 8 out sniffs. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the shoulders. Check yourself out. Is there any difference in the way you're feeling? Let's quickly going through a body scan.
Paul, I'm finding that my right shoulder is a bit more tense than my left shoulder.
That's generally the case with people, I think, because the right side is connected to the left brain, which is generally overactive in most of us. Just relaxing and just imagining that your shoulders are nice and even and relaxed. But it can be challenging to relax both shoulders equally.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So if we're feeling okay, we're just going to do another round of 8. Not feeling okay? Of course, don't do it. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and finish. Good. Relax the shoulders. Sitting erect, you're in your body. You're taking a deep breath and relax. Relax. Good. Talking of healing and the breath, I wanted to lay out some general principles about healing. And these are principles, I think, which form the foundation of any method of healing. And these principles are, we might call, non-specific principles. They apply to healing in any situation. And as it were, we take up a physical posture with healing, and we take up a mental posture with healing. So the physical and the mental postures I will deal with first. The mental posture for healing is to be calm and alert with an open, passive focus. Be open, calm, and alert. I've talked about this before. This is the ideal state of consciousness. Calm, open, alert. Calm, open, alert. With a generally passive orientation. Why do I use the word passive? Because we're always trying to do stuff. Always trying to find a solution. Always trying to apply a solution. Worrying about the solution. Thinking about solutions that didn't work in the past. We're always busily worrying at this issue of healing in our health. But in this particular approach, we are doing the opposite. We are trying to create conditions for openness, allowing, and receiving. We're going to give up doing stuff. We're going to be open to receiving healing, allowing healing, and being open to what we don't know. Being open to what we don't know, because we don't know. If we knew, we wouldn't be unwell. If the doctors knew and they had something constructive to say to us, we wouldn't be unwell. We wouldn't have to worry about it. But we don't know. and they don't know. Nobody we've talked to knows. So we are allowing and open to receiving from a source that does know. We have to believe that there is such a source. In neurological terms, if we want to think in those terms today, we're open to the wisdom of the so-called non-dominant or right hemisphere, which knows about the state of the body, generally has an idea of what needs to be done to correct inharmonious imbalances, and which can communicate information to us in the form of metaphor, imagery, dreams, daydreams, and coincidences. If the left brain would just shut up for a minute and allow some calm, alert, relaxed openness. But again, as we've discussed, the left brain is not open to the so-called intuitive side of the brain because it is forever telling a story about what it thinks is the problem. It's telling a story, it's worrying about a story, it's reviewing the story, it's looking for more information to support the story, so-called expectation bias, looking for confirmation of what you think you know already, the story that we tell ourselves about our situation. Constantly want confirmation of it. We don't want to find a contradictory story because we put in so much time and effort on this particular story of who we are, why we are, and what we've done to arrive at where we are. So, in the posture, the mental posture of healing, it is very useful, I have found, to start a session of self-healing or meditation, or just starting the day with reminding oneself as follows. This is particularly good if you're going to sit for a while and be quiet. You say to yourself, right now, I want nothing. Right now, I fear nothing. Right now, I know nothing. And right now, I can do nothing. This is a terrific way to be. Right now, I want nothing. Right now, I fear nothing. Right now, I know nothing. Right now, I can do nothing. These all contradict the activities of the left brain, just constantly wanting something, figuring out what to do about something, trying to tell a story, to know something. We want to gently and respectfully put it in its place before we sit and be quiet. I'll repeat it one more time. Right now, I want nothing. Right now, I fear nothing. Right now, I know nothing. Right now, I can do nothing. I find this very useful. There's a wonderful book. I don't think I've mentioned it in previous videos. It's Marion Milner's book, A Life of One's Own, first published in around 1930. Marion Milner was a psychologist in the early part of the 20th century, British. When she was quite a young adult, she embarked on a project, which was to find out what made her happy. We're talking about real happiness, not just superficial enjoyments. What made her happy? She made many, many discoveries, which made her book, A Life of One's Own, probably, in my humble opinion, the most significant psychological text of the 20th century. But that is quite a claim. But it is a wonderful, wonderful book. And Marion Milner, being a woman, of course, a psychologist in the early part of the 20th century, her voice was drowned out by the crazy psychoanalytic ideas of the day. Crazy psychoanalytic ideas which persisted well into the 70s when I was training as a psychiatrist. Mad, crazy, unbelievable ideas. The Oedipus complex, a completely mad idea. A lot of very smart people bought into it. So a lot of very smart people can buy into very crazy ideas. Well, we know that. That's the problem with human history. Apparently smart people buy into crazy ideas. She found that being quiet and just being open and calm and in the senses is what made her happy. And she would randomly enter that state if she used the phrase, I want nothing. That was the key for her. I want nothing. If you read the Indian guru Sri Nisargadatta, his little formula was, I want nothing, I know nothing, I am nothing. That's a little bit advanced for us Westerners. I am nothing. What does that mean? That's an offense to the ego. So I like the formula. Right now, I want nothing. Right now, I fear nothing. Right now, I know nothing. Right now, I can do nothing. Now, you can facilitate this process of opening a calm, clear, alert state by Gendlin's clearing a space exercise, which we went over last time. The mind has always got this jumble of current worries. And we just check in with ourselves and we find out which worry is the top of the list. And we take it off and we put it in a colored bin, which is in our room somewhere. And we put it in the bin and we say, look, I'm just putting you there for the moment. I'm not ignoring you. I will come back to you later. But right now, I just need you to stay in the bin. Check that out a moment. See what comes up. If you have that worry, put it in a bin. If it's a big worry, big bin. Make sure it's a colored bin, a big colored bin. It's a small worry, put it in a small bin. Put it in a bin and close the lid.
Can I ask, is this a metaphorical bin or is this an actual bin?
This is an imaginary bin.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for that question. Good point. Now, if you've done that, check in with yourself. Gendlin advises us to check in with the whole body sense. What else is there? What's Is there another worry that's there? And find another worry, put it in another bin, different color, different size perhaps, put it in a different bin and say, well, look, I'm not ignoring you. I'm coming back to you later. But right now, I need you to stay in the bin. Let's do it for one more worry. See if you can find something else that's going on, something that's unresolved, something that you've been worrying at. Put it in a bin. Okay, now check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Are you alert? Are you calm? Are you open?
I feel a lot calmer and a lot stiller.
Thank you, Linda, for that feedback. That's great. Now, when we're calm and open, what are we open to? We are open to the new, something that we didn't know before, some way of looking at things, some insight, some knowledge that we didn't have. But we're not all fired up and focused about it because we want nothing and we know nothing. There's nothing we can do. So we're open to the new, but we don't think about it in that way. We're just open. We're just open. Open to openness. We are open to openness. Now, the next thing we do is we balance. We just check in with ourselves and see how our balance is. Top, bottom, left and right, front and back. Now, here's how I suggest we do the top, bottom balancing. This involves the breath. So we're going to be breathing in for 6 and out for 6, or in for 4 and out for 4, whatever your preference is. But I'll be counting in for 6 and out for 6. Now relax and let your shoulders go. You're sitting upright or you're lying straight. You may be reclining, but you're reclining straight. And you imagine that your spinal column is an empty tube. It's an empty bamboo tube or flute. And when we breathe in for 6, we're breathing all the way down to the bottom of the tube. And when we're breathing out for 6, we're breathing all the way up through the tube to the top of the tube. Tube ends at the base of the skull and on your tailbone at the other end. So we will do 3 minutes of 6 in and 6 out, breathing up and down the tube. Ready? In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finish. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Relax the shoulders. Feel the space above your head. Feel the space below your feet going down into the earth. Good. Balancing left and right. Feel your shoulders. Loosen the shoulders. Feel the left shoulder. Feel the right shoulder. Feel the right shoulder. Feel the left shoulder. Feel the left shoulder. Feel the right shoulder. Feel the right shoulder. Feel the left shoulder. Feel the left shoulder. Feel the right shoulder. Feel down both sides of your body simultaneously. And feel that you are that tube, that spinal tube in the middle. With both sides of your body hanging equally on your shoulders, which are very relaxed. Keeping your eyes to the front, imagine the space on your right side. imagine the space on your left side. Imagine yourself in the space made by the left and the right side space. And relaxing the shoulders. Good. Good. We just need to balance the front and the back. This is particularly difficult because we're always moving to the front. Wanting is frontal. Doing is frontal. Knowing is frontal. Fearing is usually frontal. Whenever we think, tension gathers at the front of the head. So that's why we say it's frontal. And smoothing the forehead, my forehead is smooth and relaxed. My forehead smooth and relaxed. Or as they say in autogenic training, my brow is cool and clear. Helps us to relax the thinking. Relaxing the thinking. So coming back, we imagine we're that tube of the spine again. And our awareness goes back to being that tube. I am the tube of my spine. And I'm breathing through that tube. And my awareness is of that tube. And in the tube and in the breath coming up and down the tube. This brings me back to myself. So let's do the tube exercise again. 6 in. I'm breathing down the tube to the bottom of the tube. In. And I'm breathing back up the tube to the base of the skull. And I'm breathing. We'll do 10 rounds of that. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Shoulders are relaxed. Down, present, up, down, present, open. Good. All of this is predicated on the fact that we are doing low, slow abdominal breaths. In short, we're doing diaphragmatic breaths. Don't have to worry about the slow or the low. If we are breathing diaphragmatically, our breath will automatically slow. I have before me here a learned article from the European Respiratory Journal called Breathe, which is a medical journal about respiratory illnesses. But in 2017, they had a terrific review article called The Physiological Effects of Slow Breathing in the Healthy Human. This is a review of what slow breathing does for you and which has been established scientifically for the doubting Thomases who want some scientific confirmation. And the things that low, slow breathing does for the body and the mind are a positive cornucopia of delights. Not only does slow, low breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and by the way, they point out that if you do diaphragmatic breathing, the breathing automatically slows over time. But you do terrific things for how the lungs work and how you improve the function of the lungs, the oxygenation of the blood, and the ease with which the lungs transfer gases into the blood and out of the blood. So you make the whole process less energy intensive. It's easier for the lungs and the heart to coordinate with one another. And a lot of the research involves looking at subjects who are taught to breathe at 6 breaths per minute. Basically a 5 in, 5 out routine. At 6 breaths per minute, you get very, very marked effects. The heart function improves, the lung function improves, and the coordination between the heart and the lungs improves. And there's a little wave of a pulse that goes all the way down arteries and smaller blood vessels every time the heart beats. And that wave of contraction down the blood vessels helps to distribute the blood. And again, makes it easier for the heart to distribute blood. And that wave gradually disappears as we get older and the blood vessels kind of get stiffer. The 6 per minute breathing helps sustain that wave, accentuate that wave, and coordinate that wave. So you're improving your circulation to everywhere. So it's good for everything. And of course, there are the effects of the slow breathing on the brain, on heart rate variability in particular. And that's something we've been over in the past, that the consensus opinion is that heart rate variability, the variation in the heart rate between inspiration and expiration improves with slow, low breathing, particularly around 6 breaths per minute. But these effects are also observed at 10 breaths per minute or less than 6 breaths per minute. But around a ratio of 5 in and 5 out, 6 in and 6 out, seems to be the go for maximizing effects on heart rate variability and all the other benefits I've talked about. Now, interestingly, the research seems to suggest that breathing at this rate doesn't necessarily enhance the parasympathetic nervous system, and it doesn't necessarily damp down the sympathetic nervous system, which is the simplistic model of how stress management techniques work. But it improves the way these two systems coordinate together. And that is the absolute key to the autonomic nervous system, that the yin and the yang are more flexible and more coordinated with one another.
Can I ask a question?
Please do.
What's the difference between 6 in, 6 out and 6 in, 12 out? So I've been taught in the past to calm down to do 4 in, 8 out, 5 in, 10 out, 6 in, 12 out.
Yes.
And I've found that has worked when I've needed to really focus and calm down.
Yes.
But you're saying 6 in, 6 out. So I'm just asking, what is the difference, or is one better than the other?
So I think certainly in traditional pranayama, the 1-to-2 ratio is the accepted way of becoming calmer. And this is tested, tried, and true, and I wouldn't contradict it for a moment. For me, the balanced breath works better, but people have just got to find out for themselves, I think. I think there are probably two things going on. If you want to improve overall coordination and balance in your autonomic nervous system, you do balanced breath, the same count in and the same count out. If on a specific occasion you're overactivated and you want to calm down, lengthening expiration is probably the go. Either to a 1 to 1.5 ratio or a 1-to-2 ratio. I favor the 1 to 1.5, say 4 in and 6 out, because that's the ratio we find in the natural breath cycle. So I don't believe that there's some scientific research on this thing, other than to say what I've said about improving coordination. And that is the go these days. You know, they don't use old-fashioned terms like homeostasis. That's gone. We talk about allostasis because the organism is constantly changing in what it has to deal with. It's not always trying to change into and revert back to a state of homeostasis. There's no such thing. We're changing all the time. Allostasis is being able to deal with what's happening with maximum coordination between the two branches of the autonomic nervous system. And I think that over time, since the balanced breath seems to improve that, the balanced breath would be our regular practice, and maybe lengthening expiration would be what we would do in specific situations where we really need to calm down. Although I find to really calm down, the balanced breath works better for me. So
Thank you.
that's my answer. Thank you. Very good question. So how are we doing for time here? We got a few minutes. So we've talked about non-specific factors. Then we can bring in specific factors, specific techniques to deal with specific problems. If you're feeling generally unwell, you may have a virus, or you may have fibromyalgia, or you're just feeling lousy from fatigue or whatever, then doing whole body breathing is something you can look at. So I'm breathing 6 in and 6 out, but I'm imagining that the breath is coming in through every surface of my body. So I go into feeling the whole body all at once. And then I imagine breath coming in from every dimension, being sucked in through all the surface of my body, and then expired through all the surface of my body. You can either feel it or imagine it or both. Feeling sucking in that air. And if you wish to, you imagine it all being sucked into a point around your solar plexus. And it being blown out through every surface of your body, all at the same time. Let's do that for a couple of minutes, doing 6-6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And finish. Good. Sitting straight. Releasing the shoulders. Maybe at this point, you feel very much in yourself. So when I am in myself, I am myself. Not out there in the front, or up in the clouds, or bogged down on the ground, or tense on one side. I'm in myself. The natural state to be in oneself. This is the natural healing state. And whether you're standing, sitting, or lying, the same applies. Incidentally, the research tells us that we naturally get improved breathing and cardio respiratory coordination if you're lying flat. So one more thing, you can be breathing in and out through the whole body, or you of course can breathe through a part. You can breathe through a part that is painful or tight or congested or just plain unwell. You can always breathe through a part. So you may wish to find a part of your body which is tense or painful or unwell, a specific knot or congested area. These knots, these congested areas, these areas which feel dark in our imagination, these are all areas, of course, where the energy is not moving. And the energy moves when we breathe. So we breathe through the part. Because we are bringing a rhythm to the part, a rhythm which is in resonance with the rhythm of the whole body. The whole body is responding to our rhythmic breath. We are entraining that part which is dropped out of the rhythm. It's dropped out of the rhythm. Let's just do that for a couple of minutes, breathing through the part. Select any part. Just breathe through it. Breathe through it into your solar plexus, and breathe out through it from your solar plexus. Do a shorter one, 4 in and 4 out. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. 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 In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. 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 And finish. Good. Good to mix up the rhythms sometimes. Just so you just don't get stuck in one rhythm. Try out some different rhythms. Just like you would try out different dances. And of course, on that, one of the best healing whole body therapies is simply to dance around. Simply dance around. Put something on the stereo and dance around. Good. I'll take any comments or questions. Just letting you know that I'll follow up on this seminar, breath and healing, next time. Then I'm going to take a break for 6 weeks. So, any queries or comments?
Thank you for this session. They seem to be getting better and better, actually. Everyone is like really
That's
good.
nice.
And then the next one, and that one was the best. And so it goes on. And thank you very much.
Denise, that's very, very
thank you,
kind.
Peter, for thank you, and thank you, Peter, for posting those links. I've got 2 questions, one physical and one psychological. The physical one is my breath. I've been known for having short breath all my life, totally all my life. And it's got shorter and shorter with age, and I'll be 80 next birthday. So it's like I barely breathe at all these days because I haven't got much energy. So when you're visualizing that breath, mine just stops at the throat. It just doesn't go any further. So for the count to 6 or 8, I realize I'm holding it rather than pushing it down. Is it too late in my life to actually get the breath to go down, or do I have to just be satisfied with holding it in the throat forever?
You don't have a specific respiratory complaint.
No.
So you can look forward to progressively deeper breathing over the coming years.
Thank you very much.
No question about that. One example of that was the yoga teacher Margaret Segismuth, who wrote a book, Wings of Power, back in the 1960s. And she founded one of the first yoga schools in Melbourne. She'd had TB, and she was left with 1/8 of a lung, according to her and other people who followed her. And she was in vital health on 1/8 of a lung, part of which she attributed to the whole body breathing through the skin. Breathing through the skin and out through the skin. I wouldn't be concentrating so much on specifically getting the breath down. I would be visualizing the whole body breathing. Because if you put too much attention on trying to do that, it'll be constricting for you.
Definitely.
So
yeah, I understand.
Maybe do some whole body breathing. Just, the default diaphragmatic breath, the relaxed diaphragmatic breath is the key to everything. If you just concentrate on that, the breath will eventually come good. You can concentrate on the relaxed diaphragmatic breathing at whatever ratio or timing you like. And then switch occasionally to the whole body breath. It's all experimentation.
No, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah.